come on in, come on in. I hope everyone is doing well today. Come on in, come on in. My name is Dolly, and I like to talk about mindset, personal growth, and just real life, real talk in general. So, that is what we talk about in here, especially that real life stuff. I like to keep it real chill in here. Like if you guys are on FaceTime with me and you're in a group chat together. So come on in, come on in. I hope everybody is doing well. Let me share this out here. So I have started going live from two different social media platforms at the same time because your girl does not have time to be going live only on one social media platform at a time. I do not have time for that. So I am basically killing two birds with one stone and seeing how that goes. But come on in, come on in. We have a good time in here. I like to include humor, right? I always say laughter is medicine. But for me personally, I like to talk about things that are not like, I don't like having surface level conversations for the most part. You know, hey Lucy, how's it going, girl? How are you? How's it going? How have you been? Trying to put my backup account here. What am I doing? What am I doing? How are you? Yes, girl, it's nice out. It's nice. Honestly, it's getting a little too hot. It is now 76. It's supposed to go up to, I think, 80. But yes, I have decided to start hanging out in my patio just to hear the birds out here chirping and all of that stuff. It's pretty relaxing. I hear the little breeze going on, but once it's not even summer, once it's springtime, it's gonna be too hot to be out here for sure. Um, where am I? Where am I? There we go. But for right now, it's nice. It's nice out. I love it when the temperature is in the 70s. It's my favorite. The sun was out. It's a little cloudy now, but it's still nice for sure. I do not like the cold, not one little bit. It is very comfortable out here. I cannot complain. So that's why I said, let me come out in my patio. Same thing yesterday. I was out here. Honestly, at first I was a little hesitant to come out in my patio because where I live, all my neighbors are like right there. So I'm like, I don't know. Is anyone looking at me being online? But then I'm like, you know what? Who cares? Like, this is my house. This is my property, right? I do what I damn well please. So, yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my patio and enjoy my mortgage, right? But I hope everyone is doing well. Again, my name is Dolly, and I like to talk about mindset, personal growth, and just real life, real talk in general. I am on live from two different social media platforms. I'm not trying to get violations because you know how it is when you mention other platforms. But I'm on two right now, so if you guys see me like looking back and forth, it's because I am on live on two different social media platforms. I'm trying it out, right? Trying to kill two birds with one stone and also not leave my eggs all in one basket. So I'm trying to expand my horizons, if you will. But what I wanted to discuss today was about, right, competing with yourself, not others. So that is the last video that I posted. When did I post it? Maybe like an hour or so ago. Right, that's so important. A lot of people want to be in competition, and like there was some. Hello, welcome in again. Yeah, I am on live from two different platforms, so I'm gonna be jumping back and forth the chats and all of that. I don't know if I'll be able to keep up once my rooms get bigger, but I am trying my best here. So, someone is asking, what's your advice to someone really struggling emotionally and feeling like they're misunderstood by the people closest to you? Um, so, for me, I've dealt with that. I've dealt with that, especially as a mom. I was really dealing with burnout, struggling emotionally, and felt like no one could probably understand me. So, for me personally, and I recommend it to others, that's why I decided to go with my niche of mindset and personal growth. Um, they gotta work on themselves, get in tune. For me, getting in tune with my spirituality has helped me tremendously. Giving yourself your you time, right, um, is so important. We all live very busy lives. We're constantly on the go, go, go. And a lot of the time, we don't give ourselves that me time that we need. And trust me, we need it. We need it. Flex, no, I'm on the YouTube. So someone was asking me a question over there. So I'm going to be jumping back and forth. They were asking, what's your advice to someone really struggling emotionally and feeling like they're misunderstood by the people closest to you? And a lot of the time, we are going to get misunderstood by the people closest to us, right? It happens. What I've learned too, and I got this from the Mel Robbins Let Them Theory book, what happens a lot of the time is that our loved ones, the people closest to us, especially if they've known us like our entire lives, right? Or most of our lives, they feel like they can tell you certain things, right, in a certain manner. Thank you, Flex. Thank you. And sometimes it doesn't come off the right way, right? But they feel, let's be real, our loved ones, us too, we tend to be pretty condescending sometimes with our loved ones, right? Because we feel the most comfortable with them. We've known them our entire lives. So we're able to be more like blunt and straightforward with them. And sometimes it comes out nasty. I'm guilty of it. I am so guilty of it. Sometimes, right, I may mean well, but I come off sounding like maybe judgmental, critical, condescending. It happens. It happens. And that's why I keep stressing. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday Eve. I am on live on two different social media platforms. Yeah, so I'm jumping back and forth. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you, Flex, for viewing the product. So, yeah, I cannot stress enough. It starts with us. It starts with us working on ourselves. Christopher, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. We really have to work on ourselves, and that can look different for everyone. I know for me, I'm telling you, my foundation has been getting in tune with my spirituality. That has been my foundation. Thank you for sharing the live. Thank you. um, when I started saying, you know what, I need to give myself that time, if it takes me having to get up early in the morning, then I guess that's what it's gonna take, because I am not a night owl. I'm more of an early bird. I wasn't before. It took some getting used to, but they say it takes like 21 days to build a habit, right? Which, when you think about it, 21 days isn't that bad. I mean, that's not even a month. We can do it, yeah. We can build those habits, okay? We can do it. So when I started getting up early, I mean like 4:30 in the morning. Okay, I know it's tough. It's tough. We can do it, right? Believe in yourself. Even if it's for half an hour, whatever that looks like for you, because it's going to look different for everyone. You need to give yourself that time. I cannot stress that enough, because then you're going to be burnt out, overwhelmed, stressed out. Especially, I speak especially as a mom. When my kids were little, they're all older now. My youngest is 9, okay? Thank you for the follow. But when they were really little, I was on the go, 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 right? I wasn't giving myself that me time. I was just like, all right, I'm gonna wake up whenever they wake me up, or if I gotta get up for work, right? I gotta get up. But I wasn't giving myself that me time. And it's hard to put that me time in, especially when the kids are little. I mean, little, right? You're probably barely sleeping. So it's easier said than done, right? Even if others are telling you, you gotta give yourself that time, right? You don't wanna burn out. You don't wanna stress out. You gotta give yourself time. It's easier said than done. If I'm exhausted because I'm waking up in the middle of the night with these kids, I don't want to hear nobody telling me, oh, you need to give yourself time. No, I need to get more sleep. That's what I need, right? You don't want to hear the nonsense. Even if people mean well. Thank you for the roses. Welcome in. Right? For example, my husband, he meant well. He was like, please go to the gym. You need to stay healthy. I need you around for as long as you can be around, right? He's so excited to one day, God willing, be a grandfather. It's too soon for all that, okay? But he cannot wait for that day to be a grandfather. And he's like, come on, I need you to go to the gym. I need you to be healthy so we could be running around with our grandkids, all this stuff. Sir, I don't even want to go to the gym to begin with, right? On top of that, I gotta go to the gym with the kids, leaving them in the childcare at the gym. I could barely pull myself together, get myself ready. You want me to troop it, get myself ready, and get the kids ready to go to the gym? Easier said than done. I'm not interested. I don't want to go to no gym, right? I was not in the right headspace. I was not right physically. No, I was just dealing with a lot of mommy burnout, a lot of mom guilt, all the things. I was not there yet. I had to work on my mindset first, because I did attempt to go to the gym, and let me tell you, I quit real fast. Real fast. Hey EJ, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for grabbing me your heart me. Hello everybody, welcome in. My name is Dolly. I talk about mindset, personal growth, just real life, real talk. And I am on live from 2 different social media platforms. Yeah, so if you see me looking back and forth, that is why. So I quit the gym quick. And then, once the kids got older and all that stuff, and I said, you know what I'm doing, what I've been doing for years now is not working for me. I think it's time I gotta switch things up here, because this is not working. So I said, I'm gonna start waking up early. Like 4:30 in the morning. And I've always been a believer. I've always believed in God. But to be honest with you, for years and years, I was not reading my Bible. I was not doing all the things. I was not. I said, let me start giving myself that me time, reading my Bible, doing my devotionals, journaling, exercising at home. I was at the time, especially when COVID was happening, right? We were home. I started doing my stretching and exercising at home, listening to meditation music while I was doing that, or inspirational, motivational videos, right? That whole combination did wonders for me. After a little bit, again, it takes like 21 days to build a habit, right? It got easier. It got easier to wake up at 4:30 in the morning. it got easier to do my little stretches and exercise in the morning. And that whole combination worked wonders. Once everybody got up in the morning, your girl was ready to go. I was like, good morning, babies. Like, before I was like snappy with an attitude, right? Thank you for the follow. But once I started doing that, I was a different person. Now, don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. A lot of the times I'm still, I can be snappy, with an attitude, sassy, especially because I am Latina. I am Puerto Rican, born and raised in the Bronx, New York. It's kind of in me to be that way, especially right in New York City, the Bronx. I had to walk around looking like don't mess with me, right? That RBF, y'all know what that stands for, right? Resting B face. Because I didn't want nobody, and then the cat calling. It's like, oh, smile, ma, smile. Come on. Right? Oh, F you. You're not that cute, anyways. So unfortunately, imagine being able to build an app. Oh no, we don't need no ads here. Skippity skip skip. Unfortunately, living in New York City as a female, you gotta have that thick skin. You gotta have that attitude going, even if you don't want to. You have to, right? That's New York, right? Thank you, Flex. Yes, I agree, EJ. Waking up early is better than staying up late. I tried staying up late. It doesn't work for me. Waking up early, even though waking up at 4:30, the sun ain't out yet, right? But still, waking up early, your mind is like, it's clear. Like you're starting a, like a fresh, clean slate in the morning. Um, yeah, exactly, Flags. In the morning, you're starting like a fresh, clean slate. Your mind is clear, all the things. And that's why I just find it better to wake up early in the morning. Some people, they rather stay up late. If it works for you, it's whatever works for you. But for me, waking up early is where it's at. I prefer waking up early. I just feel like brand new. Like I don't have all the, especially us mamas, right? We have to be doing backwards math. Oh, if the appointment and this and that and the extracurriculars at this time, then the kids gotta eat and this and that. So that means they gotta start getting ready at this time and da 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 da. Your mind is on go all freaking day. By the time the night comes, I'm not only physically exhausted, I am mentally exhausted. Kenny, welcome in. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday Eve, everybody. Again, my name is Dolly. I like to talk about mindset, personal growth, and real life, real talk. So, welcome in. And if anyone is new here, let me know. Green heart in the chat if you're new. On this other social media platform, I can't put all the things there, but you can put a green heart if you're new as well. I am live. Flex, cut it out. I am live on 2 different social media platforms. And no, I am not on the other side. I have not reached the 50 followers over there. So it is what it is. But I will attempt that one once I get there. But being stingy on that app. They are being stingy, okay? They are. But anywho, so yeah, I recommend getting up early if you can. Even if you just give yourself half hour, we have to give ourselves time. We have to give ourselves time. Like, I cannot stress that enough. And again, for me, what worked is getting back into my spirituality, reading my Bible, doing my stretches, little exercises at home, while listening to motivational, inspiring videos, or like music I have now, right? This is what ambient music, lo-fi music, meditation music, whatever works for you. I like to listen to this kind of music that doesn't have any words, right? Because when I got all the words going on, especially when I'm exercising and stuff, like stretching, yoga type stuff, I can't focus. I get very easily overstimulated. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. Thank you. Let me know where you're joining from. So that's what has worked for me. Okay, yes, you are new here. Let me see. 161 followers. Me, a working father, award-winning artist, and survivor. I'm in stage 5. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm wishing you all the best. I'm giving you a follow back. Wishing you all the best, really. Thank you, EJ, for the cordies. Welcome in, everybody. Again, my name is Dolly, and I like to talk about mindset, right? Working on our mindset and our personal growth. For me, also, is my spiritual growth. Again, that whole combination has worked wonders for me. And the topic that I'm discussing, I just posted a video like an hour or so ago that is titled Compete with Yourself, Not Others. And that is ultimately what we should be doing, right? I don't know about y'all, but I'm not trying to beat the Joneses. I'm not interested. Oh, these little buggies from the plants. I'm not interested in beating the Joneses. For me, right, you get to a point in your life, none of that matters. It doesn't matter. For me, that really happened once I hit my 30s, especially around 33. I'll be 38, God willing, this year. Yes, we have to work on our spiritual growth. It works wonders. It works wonders. And guys, it can be something simple. Yes, me personally, I prefer opening up a physical Bible or even any physical book for that matter, right? It's actually holding, and this is a fact, look it up. Actually holding a physical book, right? It settles the body. You focus more, right? When you're actually having to hold a physical book and just be there reading, right? Yeah, sometimes you might tune out and get distracted, but holding a physical book helps to settle the body. That is why I prefer the physical Bible, a physical book in general. Now, being a busy mom, wife, all the things, a lot of us are busy. Okay, the audiobooks help. Oh no, skip. The audiobooks help, right? Or the ebook. Well, you still gotta be there reading. Audiobooks help when you can't be just there sitting down reading, right? I personally, especially when I'm busy cooking and cleaning, I like to listen to the audiobooks, the podcast. There's a lot of good podcasts out there. And yeah, I have the Kindle as well. I like the Kindle, it's good. But there's just something about holding a physical book. It's just something about it. Turning the pages, I don't know. It's something about it. Welcome in. So, not everyone's able to, okay, 40 in December. Happy belated. I will be 40, God willing, in pretty much a little over 2 years. A little over 2 years. But yeah, when we can't be there just reading a physical book, right? Use an audiobook, a podcast. If you are on your spiritual journey and you want to read the Bible, the YouVersion Bible app is a great app to use and it's free. Highly recommend the YouVersion Bible app. They give you devotionals there, all the things. There's different Bible versions on there, different plans. If you're dealing, let's say, with a lot of anxiety, look up a plan that's on anxiety and it'll give you devotionals. Hey, Savage Queen, welcome in. 22 David, welcome in. YOU. Let me see if I can show you guys here. Highly recommend. And hey, if y'all want to add me on there, you can even, I haven't done it yet, honestly. No one's really on mine, but you can follow each other. You can follow each other on the YouVersion Bible app. And you can even do plans together and discuss it with each other. I think you can even put notes in there. So in that way, right, it kind of holds everybody accountable, right? Because let's be real, when you know other people are watching, right, you feel like, ooh, I better do what I gotta do, right? When it's just us doing it, we kind of sometimes slack off. Let's keep it real. We slack off. But doing the plans and all that together, like we hold each other accountable. Thank you for sharing the live. So that is it right there. Do not mind my cracked screen. I still haven't fixed it. It looks like that, but it's called the YouVersion Bible app. But it looks like that. That's the one. That's the one. Okay, the YouVersion Bible app. That one. I'm showing on the other platform. That one right there. So I highly recommend it. See, it's really good. Every day it gives you like a devotional Bible verse to focus on. Um, what's today's? What's today's? Is that my home screen? Let me see. You know, videos from different people sharing. The Bible recap is another good. I think it's the app too, but it's on here on the YouVersion. It's really good. It helps you to understand the Bible better. They're on the YouTube, and they have videos to help you out, break everything down if you're confused, which that's good to have. But I also always say, right, we got to use our discernment as well. We have to use our discernment. Um, I can't stress that enough. But for me personally, really getting back in tune with my spiritual growth and all that has helped tremendously. Thank you all for the gold populars. Thank you, thank you. So yes, it's YOU version. YOU version is really good. And again, right, we cannot always be sitting down reading a book. I cannot stress enough. I recommend it to everybody. Your girl cooks and cleans a lot. Let's just say that. Okay. And it helps when I'm able to listen, to the Bible, listen to devotionals, plans, or audiobooks, podcasts while I'm cooking and cleaning. It makes the cooking and cleaning more bearable, if you will. Not that I don't hate cooking. I don't mind it. I don't love it either. As I always say, the cleaning, it gotta get done, right? So doing these things, pop in your AirPod, your headphones, whatever, while you're cooking and cleaning, and listen to things that are going to make you a better person, that are going to motivate and inspire you, encourage you, right? Work on your self-development, your mindset, your personal growth. Is it okay from time to time to, especially when it comes to humor, I'm big on that. Oh yes, I want to get some good laughs because laughter is medicine. So I want to get some good laughs in, right? That's fine. Comedy is fine. But for the most part, I like listening to things that are gonna help me become a better person, help me grow. And since I've been doing all of this, I've seen a huge difference. I've really been doing all of this for the past 5 years. That's why I'm able to speak on it pretty well. I think 5 years is a decent amount of time. And I can't stress it enough. I cannot stress. Give it a try. Give it a try. Wake up early. Or if you're a night owl, do it at night. Give yourself time. Read your Bible if you're a believer. Listen or read those books, self-development books, all the things that is going to make you a better person, instead of bombarding your brain with nonsense that's not gonna benefit you, do anything for you. Listen to things, read things that are gonna make you a better version of yourself. I can't stress that enough. But yeah, oh, it's getting hot out here. Yeah, the temperature went up by 1, and I literally feel it's getting hot. So if y'all see me turn really red, I have sensitive skin. I turn red for any little thing. I do have a fair complexion, and I have rosacea. It's getting pretty hot out here, y'all. I live in South Florida. It's 77 right now. Beautiful weather. I love when the temperature's in the 70s, but I'm starting to feel a little hot. I think I left the remotes for the fans. I do have fans out here in the patio. I left it inside. Oh well, it's okay. But welcome in everybody. Happy Friday Eve. Happy Thursday. Again, my name is Dolly, and I like to talk about working on our mindset and our personal growth and just that real life, real talk in general. I like this to feel like, a safe space, an outlet just to talk about all the things that are going to make us better and just real life stuff. Keep it real down to earth. Like if you guys are on FaceTime with me, I'm your home girl. We're just chit chatting. That's what I like to do. And I've been focusing my content. That has been my niche now for, I would say, like 2 months now. Yeah, I decided like the beginning of this year um, to make my niche in regards to mindset and personal growth and just that real life, real talk, because that's what I've been working on for the past 5 years. That's what I can speak a lot on it. And hopefully encourage, inspire, and motivate others. That is the goal, right? And to build that community. Build a community of people who are also working on themselves, right? And we should all aspire to grow. But sometimes some people are not really ready for that yet, right? Again, I didn't get here until I reached like my 30s, more so around 33 is when I decided, okay, I really need to work on myself, right? Because I kept doing the same things over and over, expecting different results. I'm like, no, something gotta give. I gotta switch things up. I gotta work on myself. I can't keep pointing fingers and looking at, in other people's backyards and not looking at myself, or just saying like, oh, well, this is who I am, right? Like, no, why should I remain stagnant? I want to grow. I want to be a better version of myself. We all should want that. So here I am. That is my niche. Working on our mindset and personal growth. And as far as the compete with yourself and not others, so the video that I shared earlier today, right? Check it out if you haven't already. Yeah, I have my notes here actually. I just been yapping away as I always do. All the time, yapping away. Where's my notes? Where did I put it? No. Is it this one? No. No. Where is it? Your girl is like the notes queen. I love using like my notes app and all of that. I can't rely on my memory. So it helps me out tremendously. Using my notes app and my calendar. I have a freaking wall calendar in my kitchen, the phone calendar, right? We gotta use technology to our advantage. We have smartphones, let's use it. No excuses. So that's what I do. So I have my notes. Why can't I find it? Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Here we go. Got it. So yeah, I cannot rely on my memory. I'm gonna be real. We're human, right? A lot of the time we can't rely on our memory. Especially when you have so many things to remember and to do. Yeah. Welcome in, sweets. Welcome in. How are you? Let me know where you're joining from. So again, compete with yourself, not others. So in the video that I shared earlier today, I have mentioned, I don't know if some of you are familiar with the book by the author James Clear called Atomic Habits. It's fairly popular. Many people know about it. Um, he is on social media. I know he has an app, and I had signed up for his newsletter that I receive in my email. Again, I'm talking about the author James Clear, who wrote the book Atomic Habits, that many might be familiar with. It is a popular book. Um, in case you're not, let me see. Yes, I do. I have it in my showcase here. So that's the book, right? So I signed up for his newsletter, his weekly newsletter that I receive in my email. And he had mentioned this quote. It goes, compete externally and you compare. Compete internally and you improve. Again, I'm going to say it again. Again, I'm going to say it again.
Summer's
Okay.
wrapping up, and life
No.
is
Don't
picking
start with
back
these.
up. Early mornings, long days, and a
Skip the ad. Okay. The quote is, compete externally and you compare. Compete internally and you improve, right? I don't know about y'all, but I'm not trying to compete with nobody but myself. I'm not trying to compete with nobody but myself. Yeah, when I was younger, right? We don't know any better yet. We haven't lived enough life. It really does take a lot of life experiences to get you to a certain point, right? Where you don't care to compete with anyone else. You don't care about beating the Joneses. You don't care about none of that. You're just focusing on bettering yourself, especially when you know that by bettering yourself, okay, hold on, yeah. This ambient, I know this is a sound that's on social media, like that those nostalgic videos, but it's making me lose focus. I need another song. I need another song here. I got my ambient music going, but that one was distracting me. Okay, so again, the quote is, compete externally and you compare. Compete internally and you improve. So yeah, I got to a point I wasn't worried about competing with other people and beating the Joneses and all that stuff, because the reality is we all live different lives. We all have different circumstances, situations, responsibilities. Why waste your time worrying about what everybody else and their mother is doing? Focus on you, focus on becoming a better version of yourself, because that also helps with you then being better for loved ones, right? I wanted to be better for my kids and for my husband, right? My immediate family, especially, and for others too, other loved ones, but especially for my kids and my husband. I knew I wanted to be better. I knew that I wanted to start breaking generational cycles, right? I came to realizations that I'm like, wait a minute, I know I was raised with this, right? Seeing this, whatever the case is, but this ain't right. Some of this ain't right. It's toxic. This ain't right. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to follow in those footsteps. And we're not all gonna get it right. We're not. We're not perfect. I'm sure there's things that my kids, once they're adults, might feel like, yeah, I'm trying to break some generational cycles too, right? Because we're not gonna get it all right. There is no parent manual, as I always say. But at least if we are aware of these things and we're trying our best to work on it, we're in the right direction. We're in the right direction. But it takes a lot. It takes a lot, especially when a lot of like your habits that might not be the greatest habits you've been doing pretty much your entire life. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard trying to raise kids while at the same time, in a way, parenting yourself. It's like parenting yourself. You're trying to break those cycles. So it's very difficult trying to better yourself along with raising kids. But again, at least if we are aware, then we're in the right direction. Yeah, we're in the right direction. And it starts with us. We have to just focus on bettering ourselves so we can show up better for our loved ones, so we can show up better in society. Because you know, society is a hot mess. It's a lot going on. Society can be a hot mess a lot of the time. So it starts with us. If everyone works on themselves, things will get better, you know? Um so again, my video that I posted earlier about compete with yourself, not others, I was sharing how the author of this book, Atomic Habits, James Clear, I signed up for his newsletter I received in my email, and he shared a quote that said, compete externally and you compare, compete internally and you improve, right? Because when you're constantly competing externally, right, you're just constantly looking around at what everybody else is doing, right? Focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Um, and when you're competing externally, I'm looking at my notes, yeah, because I cannot rely on memory. I keep it real. It's the truth. I got my notes. Okay, it's okay to have your notes and be prepared. When you're competing externally, you're constantly looking around, you're measuring your life against someone else's timeline. That's another thing in regards to timelines. Who created these timelines? Who said, oh, by this age, you should have graduated from college. By this age, you should be married. By this age, you should have kids. Who created this timeline? Who created this timeline? How can we all be on the same timeline when we're all different from each other? When we all come from different backgrounds, circumstances, situations, upbringings, right? Financially, how can we be on the same timeline? No. So again, welcome in, welcome in. We are talking about compete with yourself and not others. So I was mentioning, and again, guys, if I'm looking back and forth, I am on live on 2 different social media platforms. So that is why I'm looking back and forth, and I'm also looking at my notes. So yeah, 3 different screens I'm looking at. Again, when you're competing externally, you're constantly looking around. You're measuring your life against someone else's timeline. How can we all be on the same exact timeline? Be on your timeline. Don't let society mess with you like, yeah, you should have kids already by this age. Like, you should be married already by this age. You should have a house. A house in this economy, it's difficult to have a house. Everyone's dealing with different things. We don't all live the same life. Therefore, how could we all be on the same timeline? Come on now. Also, competing externally, right? You're measuring your life against someone else's success, their body, even, right? When you're comparing, you might not feel too good about how you look and you're comparing. You don't know if maybe their genetics are a little better, you know, like sometimes we're just genetically made up this way, and like, don't beat yourself up. We all have different bodies, and that's okay. God made us all different for a reason. Imagine, I always say, imagine if everyone acted the same, looked the same, spoke the same, thought the same. What a boring world this would be. If your body's different, it's different. Should you try and stay healthy? Of course. And I told y'all earlier, I'm not a fan of the gym. It's not my favorite place to be. Okay? At first, I was doing my little exercises and stuff at home. Then I joined the gym again, and finally I stuck with it. But it took me working on my mindset and my personal spiritual growth to get there, right? It's all in here, a lot of it. For you to do other things, it's all about your mindset. Okay, and for me, my spiritual growth too. Kenny, welcome back. Yes, yes, yes. We're still talking about compete with yourself, not others. So I was mentioning the video I posted earlier. I mentioned this author, James Clear of Atomic Habits. I get his newsletter in my email like every week, and he mentioned a quote that says, compete externally and you compare, compete internally and you improve. EJ, you made a sticker. Okay, EJ, I'm gonna check it out. Thank you, thank you. I wonder, is it the Anywho? Was it you who said you should have an Anywho sticker? Was it you? I don't remember. But let me know. I will check it out. Thank you. So, yeah, when you're competing externally, you're constantly looking around, measuring your life against someone else's timeline. It was. So, is it an Anywho sticker? I'm gonna check it out. Measuring your life. Oh no, skippity skip. Okay. Measuring your life against someone else's others' success, right? Measuring yourself against others' bodies. We all have different bodies, that's okay. Hello. Or measuring yourself with other people's relationships. Let me talk about that one, okay? Let's be real. Let's be real. A lot of what you see on social media, right? People usually are just going to show the good parts of their life. Rarely are you going to see people showcasing the negative things going on in their life, right? Some might share because maybe they feel it might help others if they share their story, right? Or some people just like to share it because they just like to share, maybe overshare, right? There's some people who, for whatever reason, they like to put all their business out there on social media. I try not to be judgmental, to each his own, right? But a lot of the time we might see in regards to relationships, people putting their relationships, they look all lovey-dovey, everything is all peachy, right? And then some people might start comparing like, oh, my relationship ain't like that. My man ain't getting me flowers like every week like that. My man ain't doing this, or my girl ain't doing this and that. Little do you know, their relationship really ain't all that great. They just putting up a front. They putting up a front. That's what they doing. Okay. And there's a Spanish phrase that my great grandmother and my grandmother always used to say. That goes, I'm trying to see if I remember it correctly. Hold on. I think I have it in my notes. I have everything in my notes. Hold on. I think I have it in my notes. Because I was telling my mom, Ma, share all the phrases with me that great grandma and grandma used to say. I'm a sucker for quotes and phrases and sayings. I'm a sucker for that. I really am. I love it. Let me see. Why can't I ever find... I'm gonna find it. Because I know it's in my notes. But why I can't find it? Did I call it sayings or phrases? I know I haven't. Let's see. I'm gonna find it. I'm determined, but why it's not coming up in my notes? I'm getting upset. I'm gonna get it though. But there's a saying that I'm getting upset. Why I can't find it? That my grandmother used to say in regards to, like, especially in regards to relationships or anything going down in a household. Da, da, da. I'm determined to find it. All my notes are supposed to sync between my devices. So why is not coming up? It's supposed to sync. Um, I'm getting upset. It's alright. I can't be here all day trying to look for it. But anyways, I think it goes something like nadie sabe lo que está en la olla. I gotta find it. I can't remember. No. Never mind. That's my family tree I got in my notes too. But that's not it. That's not it. I can't find it, y'all. I can't find it. I'm upset. Maybe it's on my phone when everything is supposed to sync. Why is that? Why is that? I am like going so off. Okay. I'm gonna see if I find it. Is it on my phone? Don't tell me it got lost. Do not tell me that. I'm gonna be highly upset if it got lost, yeah. Because those were some pretty good phrases and sayings that I jotted down. Oh my gosh. Anyways, basically in English, it would translate to no one knows what's in the pot except the spoon that is in the pot, like stirring up whatever's in the pot. That's the only one that knows what's really going down in the pot is the spoon. In other words, right, it's figurative language, yeah. In other words, in regards to relationships or household, right, no one really knows what's going down in that relationship, what's really going on behind closed doors, except the people who are actually living it, who are actually in that relationship, who are actually living in that house. Those are the ones who really know what's happening. So why am I mentioning this? Again, it's because we're talking about not comparing with others, right? We're only working on ourselves. We're competing with ourselves, if anything, right? We're not comparing with others. So again, I was mentioning, right, when you're competing externally, you're constantly looking around, you're measuring your life against someone else's timeline, against their success, their body, their relationship. You don't know what's going on in that relationship. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. And we know social media tends to glamorize, right? People tend to show the good parts of their life, not the bad. Okay? Comparing your life against someone else's, you know, what the money they're making, their finances and all that. Me and hubby were talking about this earlier, right? We've spoken about it a few times, but I'm like, the amount of people who they really put up a front. Again, we don't really know what's going on, but I know there's people who they'll try to have, you know, the nicest house, the nicest vehicles, this and that. You working where? We can't even afford all that. And we know our finances are better. And you're working where and you're able. I'm not trying to sound judgmental, but what I'm saying is don't compare, because a lot of the times people are putting up a front. They are putting up a front. Just worry about competing with yourself, becoming a better version of yourself. Exactly. That's all you need. That is all you need, man. That's all you need. Right? That should be your foundation of everything. But again, you know, everyone has different beliefs, and I respect that. For me, yes. For me, that is my foundation. I mentioned earlier that once I really started back on, well, not back, but once I really started on my personal growth, spiritual journey, right? Working on my mindset, like that is the foundation for me, is my spiritual growth, my relationship with God. That is my foundation. Um, it's a combination, but that is my foundation. But my combination is, yes, working on my spiritual, my personal, my mindset. I know that in order for me to show up better for my loved ones, in order for me to show up better for in society, and especially to show up better for myself, I need to work on these things. And me comparing myself to what others got going on is not going to benefit me whatsoever. Because again, a lot of people tend to put up a front. We don't know. Do not let social media fool you. Do not. I try my best to show up on here as authentic and genuine as possible. Now, am I going to go sharing my whole life story, all my business? No. No. Absolutely not, right? But the parts that I can share, that I want to share, I'll do that. And I'll try my best to keep it as real and authentic as possible. I try. Hey, Michael, welcome in. Welcome in. Happy Friday Eve. How's it going? How's it going? How are you? Nice to see you. Nice to see everybody. I know I haven't been on here that much because I was dealing with, some personal stuff. Mom was in the hospital. Then my daughter was in the hospital. It was crazy. Everybody was having pneumonia. It was insane. My mom was she had sepsis pneumonia. We got to take care of ourselves, yeah. We have to take care of ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of it. We have to. Thank God they are doing better, much better. Thank God. But I've just, been up and down with the follow-up appointments and whatnot. So thank you. That's why I haven't been on here as often, but now I'm trying to get back into the groove of things, and I am on live on 2 different social media platforms at the same time, trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, give it a try on the other platform, see how it goes. Try my best, right? As a mama, wife, all the things. I'm trying to time myself accordingly. So here we are talking about compete with yourself, not others. So I was again recapping. The quote was from the author James Clear that I got in. I signed up for his newsletter. I received it in my email. Right. Highly recommend this book, by the way, Atomic Habits. I have the physical copy. Really, really good book. Again, it takes like 21 days to build a habit, right? See, everything's connecting here, yeah. Everything's connecting. Please give yourself time, work on yourself, build those important habits. It will work wonders for you. Trust me, it will work wonders. So, James Clear of Atomic Habits, and the email I got from him, the quote was compete externally and you compete internally and you improve, right? And I mentioned how when you're competing externally, you're constantly looking around, you're measuring your life against someone else's timeline, their success, their body, their relationship, their money, their platform. I think a lot of people do that, right? Their social media platform. We might feel sometimes discouraged, right? If we start comparing, well, why this person, how they got to where they're at so fast. I've been doing this for months and I'm still stuck here. How they got there so fast, they just started. We don't know what people are doing behind closed doors. Do not compare. Enjoy the journey. Just enjoy the journey. Slow and steady wins the race. Consistency is key. Balance is key. Do not compare. You don't know what other people, what lives they are living behind closed doors. We all have different responsibilities, circumstances, situations. Don't compare. Focus on your journey and enjoy the journey, right? If it starts to become like stressful, and is it then even worth it? Like, just enjoy it. And I feel like when you really just enjoy, you don't stress out so much, you're not focused so much on, oh, I'm trying to grow my following, oh, I'm this, that, like I want to get everything quick, fast, in a hurry. That's stressful. It's not fun that way. But when you're just chilling out, like, you know what, I'm gonna just show up as me, authentically, genuinely me. I'm not gonna focus on these leagues, right? Even though, I mean, they give you visibility, but I've also been hearing about people recycling. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about, right? Um, it's wild. I said, what are people doing? Recycling the gifts and all that, right? Like, oh, if you throw me this, I'll go in your live and throw you this, and that's how they're moving. You just don't know. You don't know. Um, so don't compare. You don't know. You don't know what people are doing to get to where they're at. Some people might be trying to get there, the, I guess you could say, right way, right? They're not trying to cheat, right? And step on other people's toes and all that, which unfortunately is true. A lot of the time when we try to do things the right way, or by the book, if you will, sometimes it's like, damn, like I'm trying to do it the right way, and I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. But at least you know that you could be content with yourself and know, well, at least I don't have to feel guilty, right? Have a guilty conscience that I'm cheating and this and that, you know? I mean, some people, they don't care. They don't they don't have a conscience, if you will. But that's another story. Anywho, um, where else was I? I'm looking at my notes, yeah. Right, so as you keep comparing, then sometimes you start feeling like you're behind. But again, who created this timeline? Who says you're behind? It's your life, your journey, your path. Who says you're behind? Do what works best for you. You already know people are always going to judge, always have something to say. A lot of people like to look in other people's backyards, point the finger. They don't want to look at their own. We know this already. I'd rather live my life knowing, yeah, I know people are going to talk no matter what. No matter what. So I might as well live my life doing what I love to do, doing what I feel is best for me. Because no matter what, people are going to talk and judge. That's the reality. You can't please everybody. Neither should you have to. You can't. People are always going to talk. So do not compare. Do not compare. Let's see. Let me ask you guys this. Have you ever felt completely like fine, like confident in yourself, all the things, until you then saw what someone else was doing, and then that comparison kicked in? Have y'all felt that sometimes? I know it used to happen to me, right? I'll have my moments like, yeah, I got this, feeling confident, all the things, and then I might see someone else, I'm like, damn, seems like they're doing better than me. They got there faster than me, and it could eat at you sometimes, right? That used to happen to me more in the past. Now, again, because I've been working on myself, it doesn't faze me like that anymore, honestly, because I feel confident enough in myself. I feel I've worked on my mindset and my personal spiritual growth enough to know, like, there's no need to compare. We all are living different lives. No need to compare. So again, it all falls on your mindset and your personal spiritual growth. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see. So you don't have to answer in the comments. I know we can't write too much in the comments. You can't go writing a whole essay. Neither do I expect you to, yeah, okay. But just think about it. Have you ever felt completely fine in life, confident, all of that, until you saw what someone else was doing? Then the whole comparison game begins, right? It happens sometimes. It does. But remember, especially on social media, a lot of people are just putting the good parts of their life, right? We all got things going on in our life. We all do. All of us. All of us do. So, um, yes, right? External competition steals your peace. External competition steals your peace. You're over here focusing on what others are doing and comparing. No need to waste our time on that. Use that time instead to continue being a better version of yourself, to continue working on becoming a better version of yourself instead of wasting that time playing the comparison game. Use it to become a better version of yourself. Exactly. That's how people burn out when they compare. Exactly. Yep. That's how people burn out. Um, let's see. So competing internally, right, equals improving. Um, let's see. Right, and you can ask yourself too, am I better than I was yesterday? Am I more disciplined? Am I more self-aware? Am I keeping promises to myself? What else? What else? Right? What do I have here? Right? We're trying to outgrow the old us, right? There's some things about, I'm not saying to change yourself completely. You are who you are, right? But of course, we all have work to do on ourselves. Nobody's perfect. But there's certain things about you, of course, you're not going to change it. That's who you are, right? Simple stuff. Like, my favorite color is pink. Do I need to go change my favorite color? No. um, what else? What else? I'm blanking out. But y'all get the idea. We're trying to outgrow the old us, the parts that we need to work on, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Right? Because we're not trying to be anybody. We're just trying to outgrow the old us. And that's where confidence comes from too, when we're trying to outgrow the old us. That's where our confidence starts to build up as well. Pecan, my cat over here trying to I don't know if y'all saw her. I have 4 cats, yeah. But anywho, love cats though, and they are more, I found out they're more, I know I'm getting like off topic, but cats are more like spiritual kind of creatures. Like, they take care of us more in the spiritual sense, whereas dogs take care of us more in the physical sense, right? They'll protect us better, especially the big dogs, which is why hubby wants to get 2. We already have 4 cats, but yeah, they're not going to be able to protect us, right? But they do protect us in the spiritual sense. I guess that's why I gravitate more towards cats, because I was not a cat lover before, but now I prefer cats over dogs. And it makes sense because, yeah, they protect us spiritually. But anywho, back to the topic. Back to the topic. Right, so when we are working on ourselves, you're gonna see when you work on yourself, and I mean work on yourself, yeah, like you gotta put in the work, right? This is not something that's going to happen overnight.
The
And it's
2026 Chevy
something that's
Equinox
not
is
going
ready
to
for your
end
daily
either.
drives,
We're going to
weekend
keep working
getaways,
on
and
ourselves
everything in between.
till the
Plenty
day
of
we got to
cargo
go
space,
bye-bye,
plus a big touch screen that keeps
right?
all your tech
The
right where you
growth
need it.
never
It's more
ends.
than an SUV. It's your Equinox.
But
Chevrolet.
you'll see,
Together, let's drive.
you'll see, as
Thinking
you
outdoor
keep
kitchen?
working on
What if
yourself,
the
you
one you
remain
want is not like anything
consistent,
else out there? At
you're
Patio
gonna
and
start
Table,
to
we
come
have
on,
it.
come on,
Turn
ads.
every gathering into a
Skippity
memory.
skip.
Find them
Let's
at
go. I want to skip this.
www.patioandtable.com.
I don't need no
Outdoor
words right now.
kitchens
It's
reimagined.
distracting me. That's why I have the ambient music going on, because I can focus better if I have it. Any music that doesn't have any, words, lyrics, I can focus better on what I'm trying to tell you guys. So, anywho, um, you'll see. Give it time, though. Give it time. I'm telling you, as I've told you guys earlier, I have been on this journey for the past 5 years. It's a decent amount of time. You will see, and you will be so like proud of yourself. Like, wow, I've come a long way. I've come a long way. It takes work, though. It takes a lot of work. A lot of work. Um, let's see. And again, this is another like engagement question. You don't have to answer it in the chat. I know we can't go writing essays on here. If you just want to think about it in your head, if you want to give a short answer, whatever, completely up to you. The question is, think of what's one area in your life where you've been comparing instead of improving. What's one area in your life where you've been comparing instead of improving? This can be a little difficult to do, right? It can be a little difficult. We got to be real with ourselves first and foremost. That's what it comes down to. We got to keep it real with ourselves. Sometimes, yes, we're going to compare, but you could be improving instead. So think of what's one area in your life where you've been comparing instead of improving. Um, let's see. So, if you guys want to answer that, completely up to you. But it's a good question to think of. And you have to keep it real with yourself. I know it may not feel that great for us to even admit to ourselves, right? Like, damn, I have been kind of comparing my life to so and so's life or to others' life in general. It's not something people want to admit, especially out loud. But at least if you can be self-aware and keep it real with yourself, again, you're off to a good start. You gotta keep it real with yourself. You have to. You have to. Again, right? I always try to be like authentic, genuine, keep it real with you guys, be vulnerable at times, right? Sometimes I compare, I'm like, damn, I kind of like, for example, wish I got into a new house, like a brand new house, right? Where we didn't have to make renovations and all that stuff. There's things about my house I don't like. And then I'm comparing, like, oh, so and so, they got into a new house. All their stuff is brand spanking new. Like, you start comparing. And in regards to that, honestly, a lot of these builders these days suck, anyways. So that's what I tend to tell myself. I'm like, at least I know my house is sturdy. Because a lot of these new builders, they build in these houses like out of cardboard. So yeah, it may be new, but the big bad wolf can't come and blow my damn house down. Okay? Because it's sturdy. It was made in the 70s. Things, let's be real, things back in the day, a lot of things back in the day they were built better, more sturdy, stronger, better quality. So, but sometimes I'm like, damn, I wish like I'm able to get into a brand spanking new house that everything is good to go. We don't have to renovate this, and that. But then that's where I gotta tell myself, you know what though, Dolly, you have a house. How many people wish they were in your shoes and they had a house? Be grateful. Remain humble. You have a house. Yeah, the blinds is old. Instead of having hurricane proof windows, right? I still got the shutters. Yeah, I see it. But girl, you have a house. Stop comparing. Maybe in the future, God willing, maybe you guys will get into a house that you feel is a better fit, that you like a little more. I like my house. Yeah, I do. But I just wish we didn't have to do all this renovating. Be grateful. We gotta be grateful for what we do have and not compare. Um, what else? What else? So yes, run your own race. Run your own race. Get to that finish line when you get to that finish line. If you're running your own race, right? You're not comparing. You're running your own race. You're on that field, that track field by your damn self, running your own race. Who you running against? Nobody. So therefore, you could get to that finish line whenever you freaking damn well please. Whenever you're able to get to that finish line, you get there. You're on your own timeline. Don't let society get in your head. Like, oh, you don't have kids yet. First off, I don't like when people do that, because how about if that person is not even able to have kids? Maybe they have health issues going on. They're not even able to have kids. Like, zip it. Like I used to tell my students, zip it, lock it, put it in your pocket. How do you know? Like that woman probably can't even have kids, and you're over here. Oh, when are you planning to have kids? When you plan to have kids, you should have had kids already. What are you waiting for? I'm sorry. Last I checked, it's her life. Maybe she don't want to have kids. Maybe she can't have kids. Maybe she's not ready. It's her life, her timeline. Oh, when are you getting a house? You guys need a house already. You need a house. You need more space. What y'all waiting for? Is their life, their timeline. I don't know who created this timeline of, yeah, by this age you should have this, and that. And if you don't, well, you're a failure. Like, come on now. Come on now. It's your timeline, yeah. Live your life as you please. As long as you ain't hurting nobody, right? Good to go. What time is it? I've been yapping away. Okay. I got time. I'm thinking hubby might be, either way, I'ma still probably jump off at 1:30. Or whenever I make my 2 hours. I haven't even checked my casita, nothing. I've been yapping away. Let's see. Hour 18 minutes, yeah. So I'll stay like an hour and a half or so, I guess. 5 new followers, 6 good. Okay. Okie dokie. So, what else I wanted to say? Run your own race, as we said, right? It's your own timeline. You get to that finish line when you get to it, which honestly speaking, in my opinion, with life in general, I don't really feel like we ever necessarily get to the finish line, in the sense that, again, we should always continue to aspire to grow, right? That never ends. Now, we could break up, like, our goals and whatnot. We could break those up. Like, oh, I'm trying to reach this goal, boom. Like, I have a finish line for that. You achieve that goal, boom. You made it to the finish line for that particular goal.
New me.
Um, but as far as life in general, I don't feel like we necessarily have a finish line, because we should always want to aspire to grow and achieve different things and whatnot. And again, it looks different for everybody, right? But that's my opinion. Um, so run your own race, right? Because that's where real progress lives. It's the real progress is not in their other people's lane. You're not running their race. You're running yours, right? So stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Um, Real progress lives not on their timeline, not on their lane, okay? Not on whatever they got going on social media. Do things as you see fit, whatever works best for you. Balance is key, as I'm always saying. Consistency is key. There's just so much noise out there, right? And it honestly drives me crazy, because I think, again, it's not what people are necessarily saying, it's how there's some people are saying it, how they're delivering the message. Some people, they sound condescending, like, oh, you gotta do this, this, and that, because if you don't do it, you're not gonna be successful on social media, or this, that, and the third. You're supposed to do that. Where you get this information from, first off? Where you get this from? Because if I'm not getting it directly from the social media platform itself, saying like this is what you can do to try and be successful on this social media platform, I'm not listening to you. I'll take what you say with a grain of salt, because that might be working for you, but it might not work for me, because we are different from each other. So sometimes we just got to learn how to cancel out the noise, because there's a lot of noise out there. We have to learn how to cancel it out, because then you're going to drive yourself crazy. It's just too much. It's too much information out there. Too many people. Another thing too is, just because someone is loud about the information they're giving, right? They're vocal, doesn't mean that they're right. And there's a lot of people like that. The loudest person in the room is not always the one who's right. So you gotta be careful with the information that you listen to. Take it with a grain of salt. Use your discernment, because the loudest in the room ain't always the one who's right. They're not. These ads are driving me crazy. But again, I haven't introduced myself in a while. My name is Dolly. I like to talk about working on our mindset, personal growth, just real life, real talk. I like it to feel like you guys are on FaceTime with me. You're in a group chat together. We get some good laughs in here. But I said this before. I am not a surface level talker. These are the type of things that I like to talk about. Surface level talk can get you but so far. Yeah, especially people you just meet. You're probably going to be having to deal with some surface level talk, right? Because you just met them. But aside from that, I'm not a surface level talker. I get very bored. I want to talk about things like this, things that are gonna improve us, make us better versions of ourselves, things that are gonna challenge me, get my mind going, get me thinking of things, like exercising my mind. That's the things I like to talk about. Even things that I watch. Like, I don't really watch TV like that, like movies and stuff. And if I do, a lot of the times I'll try and watch like a documentary. Again, yes, as far as humor goes, I don't mind a good laugh here and there, watching a comedy movie, something like that, right? Because laughter is definitely medicine. But for the most part, like, I like things that are gonna get my mind going. even if it's like a thriller where I have to guess, like, oh, oh, like it keeps you on your toes the whole time, and you're like, I wonder who did it. And then you're like, I think it was this one. Oh, no, 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 never mind. Like, it has my mind, like my brain going. Like, those are the type of things I like to watch, right? Even if it's something that's entertaining, but I just like my mind, like, being challenged. I like a challenge. I like to educate and inform myself on things. So yeah, your girl is not really a surface level talker, but I feel like a lot of people are. Not many people, well, I wouldn't say not many people, but there's a lot of people that they don't really care to talk about things like this. They don't like that deep thinking, that like they like to talk about basic things like celebrity drama and gossip. I could care less. I could care less. Once in a blue is okay, like what's going on or whatever, certain thing. But for me to just constantly be talking about things like that, like about celebrities, like what benefit is that gonna do for me? What challenge is that for me? What is that doing? Nothing. Nothing. Let me go back to my notes. Where's my notes? So, right, again, run your own race. Lupe, welcome in. How are you? Happy Friday Eve, girl. Thank you for grabbing your heart me. How's it going? Girl, I've been on here for a while. I'll probably get off once I hit my hour and a half or so. I don't know. But this is what we've been talking about. Compete with yourself, not others. That's the video that I last posted. And I was just sharing this book to the author of this book, which I highly recommend this book. Check it out if you can. Um, yeah, building those habits and whatnot. It takes like 21 days to build a habit. And I started off this live sharing how, which you've heard this before, I've shared it before, you know, when I really started working on my mindset, personal growth, spiritual growth, all the things 5 years ago, forcing myself to get up at 4:30 in the morning, doing my Bible time, my quiet time, my little stretching exercises, listening to self-development podcast, audiobook, all these things that I've been doing, the combination of all of it has helped me tremendously. That's why I share what I share with you guys. And the video I posted earlier, the author, James Clear, I signed up for his newsletter. I received it in my email. And he had brought up a quote that really stood out to me because I love quotes. And it goes, compete externally and you compare. Compete internally and you improve, right? We shouldn't be worrying about comparing ourselves with others. We all live different lives, different responsibilities, situations, circumstances. We all are on our own timeline, regardless of what society tells us that tries to make us feel like we have to be on, or everyone be on this same exact timeline of life. Like, what are you talking about? That's impossible. That's impossible. It kind of reminds me of the same concept when I was teaching, right? I am, for those who don't know, I am a teacher. I'm just not teaching at the moment. Still have my teacher certificate and all of that. I'm just not teaching at the moment. But right, it's difficult to teach 20 plus kids. They're not all the same. They don't all learn the same, right? And that's where the differentiated instruction comes in, right? And you, one teacher, have to like try and make it work the best you can. But it's the same concept. We are not all the same. We don't all learn the same. We don't all do things the same. So how can we all be on the same timeline of life? How? We don't all have the same upbringing. We don't all, right? A lot of us were not born into wealth. So how can me, who was not born into wealth, have the same timeline as someone who was? How? Right? Now, does that mean that you're supposed to be, using your life struggles as a crutch? We're all more than capable. We got to give ourselves credit more than we do. We are all more than capable. But I'm saying we just all, even people who come from the same kind of background as me, we're not all going to be on the same timeline. We don't all want the same things in life. So, hello. But yeah, so that was the quote: compete externally and you compare, compete internally and you improve. And I'll just recap. When you're competing externally, you're constantly looking around. You're measuring your life against someone else's timeline, their success, their body, their relationship, their money, their platform. And without even realizing it, you start feeling behind. Again, you have your own timeline. But that's what happens when we start comparing ourselves to others. Sometimes you start feeling behind, like, damn, why I don't have that one. I don't have all of that yet. And as I said earlier, especially on social media, a lot of people, they put up a front. They try to make it seem like they're living this glamorous life, that they have it all figured out, all put together. And a lot of the time they don't. They don't. So we're comparing ourselves for what? For what? Um, what else? What else? Right? That's what external competition does. It steals your peace. Straight chaos, welcome in, welcome in. So again, competing internally equals improving. But when you compete internally, it shifts. Now you're asking, am I better than I was yesterday? Right? When you start to compete internally, you're only competing with yourself, right? Then you're like, you're not focused on other people. You're like, am I better than I was yesterday? Am I more disciplined? Am I more self-aware? Am I keeping promises to myself? Because you're not trying to beat nobody. You're trying to outgrow the old you. And as I said, there's some things about us that we don't need to outgrow, because it's what makes us who we are, okay? Simple stuff, like my favorite color is pink. I don't need to go changing my favorite color. That got nothing to do with, y'all know what I mean. But we know what we need to work on. We do. We know what we need to work on. Or we got to try and be self-aware of what we need to work on. So yeah, you're not trying to beat anybody. You're trying to outgrow the old you, and that's where confidence actually comes from. When we're just worried about competing with ourselves, becoming a better version of ourselves, you're gonna see that your confidence starts to build up. It does. Because I would say I'm confident, definitely way more confident than I used to be. I'm not cocky. Confident, yes, because I have a better understanding of who I am as a person. So therefore, and I've been working on myself. So yes, therefore, I'm gonna be more confident. It's just everything is connected. Everything is connected. What else? What else? So again, run your own race, because real progress lives there, right? You're not running the race in their lane or on anyone else's timeline. In yours. That's where you're running the race. And as I said earlier, if you're just running the race yourself, you're not comparing, you're not competing with other people, then who you need to beat to get to that finish line? Nobody. You get to that finish line when you're able to. And as I said earlier, in my opinion, life in general, I don't feel necessarily has a finish line, because we should always continue to aspire to grow and want to achieve different things and whatnot. That never ends. But I mean, we could have goals for ourselves where, yeah, you could see it as, all right, I want to reach this goal. I want to reach this finish, achieve this goal. I want to reach this finish line, right? In that sense, yeah. But at your own pace, at your own pace. Um, it's your growth, your discipline, and your quiet consistency. You don't always have to be loud about what you're doing. Honestly, in my opinion, I think it's better when you're working on yourself to keep a lot of it on the hush hush. Quiet consistency. Because unfortunately, you don't know who's preying on your downfall. You don't know. And especially when you're just starting out on this journey, right? You're not as strong yet because you're just starting off. Therefore, if you're putting all your business out there, sharing all the things you're trying to do to grow, right? Oh yeah, look at me at the gym. I started going to the gym. Look at me, I got this, I got that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You're blasting it, telling everybody and their mother, blasting it all over social media. I don't agree, because you just don't know who might be preying on your downfall. I share what I share. I've been doing this, working on myself for 5 years. I feel I'm pretty strong with all of this. I'm pretty confident. I've worked on my mindset enough, my personal and spiritual growth, where if people try to prey on my downfall, it's going to be hard for them to do. Because I've been putting in the work to get to where I'm at. But if you're just starting out on this journey, quiet consistency. Quiet. We don't need to go blasting our whole life on social media or telling everybody and their mother what we got
Shopping
going on.
with your parents can be embarrassing.
We don't have to
Why
do
would
that.
they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom, that hoodie is giving. You should get it. Deodorant.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop
Anywho,
independently.
I'll call
while
them back.
you keep an eye on their spending.
Where am I at?
So
I
you
think
can
I'm
go
almost
from
done with my
We can be
notes.
twinsies.
So
How was shopping? Saw you sit on
let me
budget.
check my casita.
Freedom for kids.
Yeah,
Control
I'm
for
about to
parents.
hit an
That's
hour and
family
40
banking from
minutes.
Account subject to approval. Chase Mobile has
So
a
I'll get off and once I'm done with my notes here. So yeah, quiet consistency. And I want you all to think about this today. Where can you shift from competing with others to competing with yourself? Again, this is where we gotta keep it real with ourselves. Self-awareness, we gotta keep it real. We gotta keep it real. Even if it doesn't feel good. I think we all, I don't do it as much as I used to, but there's moments, right, where we do compare ourselves with others. We do. I mean, we're human. It happens. It happens. But this is where you gotta keep it real with yourself. Where can you shift from competing with others to competing with yourself? That's a question that you know the answer to, right? Keep it real. Keep it real with yourself. I'm not saying you gotta go sharing it. Okay? Just keep it real with yourself. And so I guess I'll leave it with that. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's conversation, today's topic of competing with yourself, not others. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yep, I'm about to hit my, I'm not gonna stay the full, these days been a little tough to stay on my full 2 hours. I mean, Where's hubby? I know hubby's back. He had an appointment today, so he didn't go to work. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna want to pick up the kids from school. He's gonna want to pick them up because that's how he is. He's like, I don't barely get to take them or pick them up from school. So any opportunity he gets, he does that. What happened, Pecan? Pecan, but why you showing your whole booty to everybody, girl? Girl. Too much. Too much. Well, you want to go inside, Mama? You want to go inside? We're going to go inside in a little bit, okay? This girl done show all her business. Girl, okay, Mommy. Oh, my. This is when she starts yelling at me. I say that she's yelling. She's, out of all 4 cats, she meows like the loudest. And it sounds like she's yelling. Yeah, she's a trip. Again, I have 4 cats, yeah. 4. Pecan, cashew, coconut, and pistachio. That's their names. That is their names. Do not ask me how I have 4 cats, because every time I think about it, I don't even know myself. Love and adore them. But yeah, 4 is a lot. But at least cats, you know, they take care of themselves for the most part, so. But they do scratch stuff, and then, yeah. If you're not willing to deal with that, because I would never declaw them. That's not nice. That's like their, you know, their claws. That's their like defense mechanism, you know. That's how they defend themselves. I would not declaw them. So I wouldn't do that. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. I'm trying to see it. No, you know what? Because I gotta make these phone calls.
Squarespace domain and website brings it to life all in one place. Get yours before it's gone with offer code MakeItReal for 10% off your
I gotta
domain or
make these
website.
phone calls.
Terms and
Can you
conditions
leave me a
apply.
voice message? So I will get off a little earlier, so I can make these calls before the kids get home and they make all this noise, and then I can't concentrate on my phone calls. Did they leave me a voicemail? I don't see it. Okay. I guess not. All right. Anywho, I guess I'll close off with that. Yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the live today. Hopefully, with tomorrow, Friday, hopefully I can be on here tomorrow as well. I'm trying to show up on here my normal times, but it's been cray-cray. It's been a little cray-cray, but I'm trying to get back into the normal groove of things. But when is life ever really normal, right? Things always come up. That's life. Always. That's another thing. Especially here on social media. With these leagues and going live and posting, right? Life be life, and we all got a whole lot going on. So there's gonna be people who could show up on live more than me, right? It is what it is. We cannot compare. Like, and moving up in these leagues is crazy. And they made it harder. Did you guys notice? Flex is the one who actually brought it to my attention yesterday. They are requiring for more gifts to be sent for each league, as if it wasn't hard enough. They're requiring more. And from what I've been hearing lately, which I had an idea about, but on this platform and the other side platform where they do the live too, and you can send gifts, the way people get to the top is because they're recycling gifts, meaning they have their peoples like, all right, in my live, you're gonna throw all the big gifts, right? And then I'm gonna go into your live and I'm gonna throw the gifts to their recycling. And that's how they're able to move to the top. That's not organic. That's not organic. I don't like that. So then, right, it makes the ones who are trying to do it the right way, right, giving it our all, trying our best to do it the right way, it kind of discourages you a little bit. Like, of course, we're gonna have those who are, you know, trying to, I don't know if you want to call it cheating, call it whatever you want to call it. It's just, it's not right. Then it feels like you're never probably gonna get to, I mean, never say never, but it's just gonna be way more difficult to get to there, which honestly, I don't be stressing these leaves because it's too much, especially now that they're requiring more and more. And I don't like to do that to my community. I don't like that. I don't want to put my community through that. Now, yeah, there might be people who are able to afford it and they genuinely, out of the kindness of their heart, because they like you and they want to support you, they're able to send, you know, those massive gifts, which is crazy to me, right? But to each his own. But for the most part, a lot of the community, we ain't got it like that to be sending these crazy gifts. Like, I don't want to put that that burden on my community. Like, that's crazy. I don't like that. So I will continue to show up on here because I enjoy it. I like talking with you all, sharing, you know, information that I've gotten throughout the years that has inspired me, motivated me, encouraged me, has helped me grow as a person, has helped up my mindset, all of that. I'll continue to share that in my lives and my content. And that's that. I feel like when you show up on here just doing it because it's something that you actually like to do, the rest will come, if anything. You don't have to force anything. The rest it'll come. When you're not stressing and overwhelmed of these things, like you're just chilling out, it'll happen. If it's meant to happen, right? That's another thing, if it's meant to. But I think we all have things that we can share from our lives, right? From our perspective. You just don't know who you might be encouraging and inspiring. You don't know what difference you might be making in other people's lives. I think that's the most important thing. I like helping others, serving others, trying to make a difference in society, in the world, in my own little way. To me, that's what matters the most. Building my community, right? That's the foundation. To me, that's what matters the most. So that's how I see it. But yeah, all right. I'm about to hit 150. Good enough. Almost made the 2 hours. But let me go make these calls. Yeah, let me go make these calls before these loud kids come home. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. I think my goal have been met already, right? I don't have to edit nothing. Let me see. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. EJ, thank you. Yeah. So I just need 2 hearts to light up the gallery. Aye, please. Aye, please. All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow, God willing. All right? Take care, y'all. Bye. Take care, y'all. Have a blessed day, everybody.